say that life is a journey.
That's supposed to be my line. Why are you stealing it away?
But I'm a guest in your show.
But I'm the guest in Vadodra. That's your city.
But Bhagwan
Okay, fine.
Mehman.
Please say my line. Bol do.
नहीं आप बोलो आपका काम है.
As you can see, I have a very naughty and mischievous Irfan Pathan with me on the show today, and he's going to take me around Vadodra and also probably give me a peek into his life that not all of us know. Do you want to say the lines together?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Welcome to Follow the Star. This week, my journey starts from the town of Vadodra in Gujarat, where Indian cricketer Irfan Pathan chats with me about his life and passions. From Vadodra, I will be taking the National Expressway 1 to Ahmedabad, stopping at Anand on the way. The distance would be around 100 kilometers. Located on the banks of the Vishwamitra River, Vadodra, also known as Baroda, is the third largest city in Gujarat. Vadodra has a rich historical background tracing over 2000 years or more. This town also has a strong cricketing tradition and has its own Ranji Trophy team. Vadodra also happens to be the hometown of the Pathan brothers. Both Indian cricketers, and I caught up with Irfan, the younger of the two, at the Motiba cricket ground, the place where he played cricket while growing up. You were only 19 when you did get into the Indian cricket team. How did it feel when you made it? The day you got to know, okay, I'm playing for India now.
I was sleeping when I came to know, when the call came at home, because I was playing the game, Ranji Trophy game next day, so I had to get up at 6:30 or something. I slept, and then as soon as I came to know that, I got selected, it was amazing feeling. The whole family, was so happy that everyone was sleeping and then got up, and then I remember that night very, very clearly. Yeah, I can't describe that feeling, but I remember it very clearly.
So give me some inside stories that none of us know about the Indian cricket team.
The first time when I came to Indian team, I remember that I used to eat, even that lunch time in the match days, where you play 4-day cricket, 5-day cricket, test match, then you need to make sure you need to have a light lunch. But I used to have a heavy lunch.
Biryani type lunch.
Yeah, like big. My plate used to be full. At that time, I remember we were playing in Pakistan. It was my second series, and it was in Lahore. So match used to start about 1:30, and about at 1:10, I had plate full of rice and chicken on top of it in my hand, and Sachin Paji came and said, batting hai na apna? Because obviously I was the bowler, so I didn't have to go in the field at the start. I said, nahi Paji, bowling hai. So he looked at my plate, oh, bowling hai. Then he left. Then I got the point that, okay, I need to start eating light, I need to start being lighter.
So Irfan, what was the best match you've been part of in all your cricketing career?
Obviously playing the first game, it was very special, but in terms of being greatest game I ever been part of, I think I would say Pakistan, the World Cup final, T20 World Cup final 2007. I think that was the greatest game I ever been involved in, because we played against Pakistan, we won that game, and that got man of the match as well.
Considering cricket is India's foremost religion and Irfan is an integral part of it, I am going to ask him for one more thing, or rather challenge him to. Will you bowl to me and see if you can get me out?
Oh my God, okay, I'll try. ये पसीना कम से कम 1 महीना पुराना है. So basically जहाँ पे बॉल जाए ना, जिस लाइन में, वहाँ पे पैर ले जाना है. पैर से नहीं, बैट से मार. ये बड़ा घटिया छक्का था, लेकिन फिर भी वेल डन.
Irfan then invited me to his house, and soon we were on our way in the stunner of a car, the Mercedes S500. The S-Class with the 3 engineering priorities: intelligent drive, efficient technology and essence of luxury, extends the boundaries of technology on many levels. This pursuit of the best is particularly noticeable in the interior. Whether it is the seats or the air conditioning, the controls or the design, the infotainment or even the comfort. This car is Mercedes-Benz flagship model and is an absolute dream to drive. So Irfan, tell me, do you like driving on highways?
Obviously, I love driving. One of the few hobbies I have, and I really enjoy it, especially on highways. Because luckily in Gujarat we have very good highways, you know.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that because I've driven in Gujarat, and I think those are the best highways I've driven on so far, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, in some of the South Indian highways are pretty good too. But I think, being Gujarati, I'll proudly say that, you know, the highways what we have.
I completely agree with you, because I thought I drove my favorite highways were the south, but after driving in Gujarat, I think these have been by far the best roads ever.
Absolutely. And you know, I love going to Ahmedabad from Vadodra, because you know, that highway, and their highway is so nice, and we have, you know, few lanes as well. And Ahmedabad is my mother's hometown.
Okay. So you keep going there?
Yeah, I keep going there. I have one of the car, which is not Mercedes, I'm sorry, but which is convertible, and I really enjoy that, opening the rooftop, and you know, driving that in a good weather, especially
on a highway, listening to music with your friends is, I think, a perfect
getaway.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But you do have a Mercedes, don't you?
Absolutely, and I love that, and majority of the time I drive that, because it's a chauffeur-driven, you know, it's a self-driven car. It's a C-Class, and I really enjoy that car. It's very easy to drive, very easy to take anywhere.
Yeah, I know how it feels like, because I've been driving these Mercs and they are crazy to drive. But have you driven the S-Class before?
I have driven, but not regularly.
And do you like it?
I really like it. You know, the interior is very nice, and it's obviously the engine.
The features.
They're very good cars. Any Mercedes cars. I'm a big Mercedes fan, because a lot of people are, you know, different brand fans, but Mercedes.
And that is just perfect for us. He's a huge Mercedes fan.
Yeah, it is, and because I like the way it's so light to drive, and a lot of other cars can be too heavy to drive, and I love being, you know, light on the wheels. That's what I really like, and so I really enjoy my Merc.
Irfan made his debut for the Indian cricket team in 2004, and he was the first bowler to take a hat-trick in the first over of a test match during the third test against Pakistan in January 2006. And he was going to give me a peek into his life and style at his house. Have you ever counted the amount of trophies and medals you have?
Not really, but I remember each and every one.
You don't even have an approximate idea, because there's so many here.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know the numbers exactly, but I remember each and every trophy. If you talk about, I'll remember what trophy I got for which achievement.
What are your special ones? Anything you want to tell me about specially that's close to you, close to your heart?
There are special couple of ones there right now where you're standing. It's a 5th wicket haul, a 5-wicket haul, which I got.
With messages written on it?
Yes, from the team captain Mahi, and you know, against Sri Lanka, which I took, and that was very special, because I made a comeback in the team and then got a 5-wicket haul against Sri Lanka. And then the other one is this one. This is the ball where the whole team had signed in 2006, where I got 100 one-day wicket.
Your 100th wicket.
Yeah, I was the fastest in taking 100 wicket for India.
You started playing cricket for fun, like you used to play for fun. But how did you start playing cricket even for fun, as just a game or a sport where you used to go out and play with your friends? How did it all start?
So basically, we used to be born and bottom in the mosque, right? So the mosque area and the whole atmosphere in the mosque is different. To play, we used to go out in the street and everywhere. And wherever we see, like in India, it's a culture, right? You play cricket.
Yeah.
So in the street you play cricket. So
that's how you make friends also.
Yeah, absolutely. Very true. You love the game so much, then you start playing every day. Then when you start playing every day, then obviously my parents used to be very worried about us, because you know, we used to live in the mosque. Going out of the mosque and playing in the street is a bit different. You know, the culture becomes very different. So they were worried about our culture, our upbringing. So what they thought, you know, if they love cricket so much,
let them do it seriously.
Let them do it seriously. So we went to the club, cricket club, which was Vadodra Sports Club, and I think this is one of the trophy of the Vadodra Sports Club. It started from there.
And you had once mentioned that your brother is a better cricketer than you.
In terms of batting, yes, definitely. He's a much better batsman than me. Forget about me, he's much better batsman
than a lot of other people.
A lot of other people, he can hit the ball, he can play the long ball, and a lot of people only talk about him being just a one-day cricketer, but he's not. I've seen him playing big innings in 4-day cricket, which makes like a test matches. He scored double hundreds and big hundreds. But yeah, when it comes to bowling, I'm much better.
So when you were younger, would you always be bowling to him and he would always be batting, or?
The reason my bowling got better is because I kept bowling to him, because he hardly used to get out. So that's why my bowling has
the credit goes to him for you being such a good bowler as well.
Indirectly.
So he is the better cricketer than on the whole.
On the whole, he's a good teacher as well, you can say.
Awestruck as I was by not just Irfan's achievements, but also his humility, I had to continue my journey to Ahmedabad, and it was time again to take on the road. Coming up on Follow the Star, I start on my journey to Ahmedabad in my dream of a car, the S-Class. On the way, I stop over at Anand, known as the milk capital of India. Welcome back to Follow the Star. Right now I'm driving from Vadodra to Ahmedabad on the National Expressway. I had a great time yesterday meeting Vadodra's superstar son Irfan Pathan. As hard as it was to bid adieu to the charming man Irfan is, I had to be back behind the wheel, which I am, and I'm thoroughly enjoying my drive on this superstar of an expressway. The Ahmedabad-Vadodara Expressway, also known as National Expressway 1, opened in 2003. It is a 96-kilometer long expressway that reduces the travel time between Ahmedabad and Vadodara from 2.5 hours to an hour. The expressway has 2 lanes on each side and 1 service lane. It has 2 exit loops at Nadiad and Anand, and the toll charges till Ahmedabad are of 95 rupees. Before the expressway was built in 2003, there was another route to Ahmedabad. It was down the National Highway 8, but it took longer because the road was 128 kilometers long and passed through many towns and villages. Now the expressway is not only a shorter route to Ahmedabad, it also bypasses the towns on its way. So if you've got to get to the towns, you have to watch out for the appropriate exit. And God forbid if you miss it, you'll have to drive many kilometers to find a U-turn. So it's very important to watch out for the right exits. Thankfully, I found mine. It was the exit for the town of Anand, also known as the milk capital of India. Anand is especially famous for being home to the Indian dairy cooperative Amul, whose headquarters I was visiting. The word Amul is derived from the Sanskrit word Amulya, meaning priceless. The cooperative was initially referred to as Anand Milk Federation Union Limited, hence the name Amul. Formed in 1946, it is a brand managed by a cooperative body, the Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation Limited, which today is jointly owned by 3 million milk producers in Gujarat. Amul spurred India's White Revolution, which made the country the world's largest producer of milk and milk products. I am meeting Mr. S. Sundaran, a senior executive at Amul, who gives me an insight into the history of this flourishing cooperation.
It's all about a movement. The movement began in 1946. There were 2 movements in our country then. One movement was freedom of the country. The whole nation was towards getting the country freed from the Britishers. Another movement was, farmers' movement for economic independence. Okay. So Amul started 1946 as a protest against the unfair trade practices of the traders who controlled the business then. So they were guided by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel when the delegation of farmers met. He advised, remove the private trader, the person who was controlling the business, take the business in your hand, think of. He said, think of, I will help you. So think of has a lot of meaning because we were all written with the caste, class, creed, a fragmented lot. So when you have to come together, you don't have a room for caste, class, creed. That was basic idea. The instant reaction of farmer was that, yes, let us go and farm it today itself.
The Amul model was a pioneering model of dairy husbandry that has been successfully emulated the world over. Amul's product range has gone much beyond milk and now also includes butter, ghee, yogurt, Amul Pro brand and many others. In the process, Amul became the largest food brand in India and has ventured into markets overseas. After Anand, I'm back on the expressway to continue my journey to Ahmedabad. I can't tell you what a joy it is to drive on this beautiful expressway, more so because I'm at the wheel of the S-Class. This car is in a league of its own, especially with its myriad features. One of the most impressive ones was the view I got on my instrument console from the cameras attached discreetly to the front of the grille. It did its job without distracting me from driving. This is the end of the beautiful National Expressway 1 and I am entering the vibrant city of Ahmedabad where a hidden gem awaits me. With a population of more than 5.8 million and an extended population of 6.3 million, Ahmedabad is the fifth largest city of India. But I'm in Ahmedabad as I have a date with some extremely beautiful and elegant machines from the past. Auto World is a part of one of the most important collections of antique vehicles built by one family over the last century. At Auto World, various pavilions showcase more than 100 of the finest cars in the world such as Rolls-Royces, Bentleys, Mercedes and many other distinguished makes from USA, UK and Europe. This is the iconic Ford Model T, also known as the Tin Lizzie. This was the car that changed the face of the automobile industry because it was the first assembly line produced car and also the first affordable car for the middle class. Over 15 million of them were produced between 1908 to 1927 and all credit goes to the genius Henry Ford. It's such a shame that not very many people visit this hidden gem of a place. It has over 100 vintage cars and each one different from the other. Some of them you wouldn't even find in other collections around India. For example, look at this 1935 Hotchkiss. Isn't it such a beauty? Look at its curves. It has the perfect amount of chrome. The black and white color scheme and just this hint of red is absolutely perfect. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I really wish I could drive this car. I started my journey with the charming Indian pacer Irfan Pathan. After getting a sneak peek into his life and indulging in some serious cricketing action, I drove on a beautiful highway in the super luxurious Mercedes-Benz S500. En route, I visited the milk capital of India before finally concluding my journey at this hidden gem of a place where I got to admire the exquisiteness of these elegant machines. Though my journey from Vadodra to Ahmedabad was short, It was packed in with a lot more than I had anticipated. Well, that's what you get when you follow the star. Next week on Follow the Star, I am soaking up the sun on my journey from Bhavnagar to the Union Territory of Diu. Catch all my coastal adventures on Follow the Star.
Follow the stars.
Follow the Star last में आएगा, पागल.
Audio है?
I won't नहीं है.
Audio है?
नहीं, मेरा नहीं है.
ये पसीना कम से कम 1 महीना पुराना है.
And God forbid if you miss it, you'll have to drive an... This was the car that changed the face of the automobile industry. आप बोले थे ना एक टेक में खत्म होगा, इसलिए नहीं हो रहा है.